Hey, it's Jimmy Lee Lard, the sock snob, and I wanted to show you my Christmas decorations, so figure we just do it vlog style. Now, caveat, I do not have one of these big ass magazine houses where you see a lot of these holiday home tour videos done at, where I just find some of them a little too impractical. You know, I don't have stuff that I flew in from Italy or, this is my nativity set that was handed down to me by my great, 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 great grandmother on my, father's side. What? I just don't think you can gain a whole lot of inspiration from those. But I'm hoping that you'll be able to find something here in just a regular old house that's lived in, and it is what it is. I'm not, just as another caveat, I didn't bring in Mary Mays to do a deep clean before this video or what. This is a regular lived in house. I was just cooking dinner, so there's some dishes in the sink, whatever. But I just wanted to show you what I've done with holiday decorations. So let's check it out. So I may as well start in here with the Christmas tree. I chose a 7.5-foot tree that is adorned in mostly clusters of ornaments, as you can see here, ball ornaments, but I have it in layers, really these diagonal layers that are rows of poinsettias and bows and ribbons, and then, like I said, the cluster ball. So I just think that made for a little bit more interest. And then, of course, at the top, you have to have a little bit of pizzazz at the top, right? But really, the main theme of this dining room is actually Santa Claus, right? So I have Santa Clauses and Father Christmases all over the place. And I tried to choose some that were different and that were just very nice looking. And look, I told you I was not cleaning up. We had unwrapped presents over there. So I chose as many different types of Santa Clauses as I could in all of these different spaces, so that, and I really love this. And look at the outfit on this guy. So, but I just tried to do a nice little variety. And then for that blush, if you're into those blush colored decorations, this Santa over here has that. So I did a nice little display over here, I think, where I took and this is just from Hobby Lobby, ornament. I didn't even make that. I may have added a couple to it, but this was right from Hobby Lobby. That garland up top. And I don't like lighted garlands inside. It's like, why? Why are you, if you don't live in a castle, why do we have, lighted garland? But in either case, the garland is there, and then it comes down to all these different Santas on display. And I just have a different type of holly and some berries. I said holly, garland and some berries down below. And my theme overall is believed. So you'll see that in several of the rooms. So again, the theme in this room, the dining room, is simply Santa Claus. And I hate a made up table. You see those tables that are already full of, dinnerware and all. Like, who's eating there? Nobody is sitting there. Why is the table made? I hate that. But to each his own, don't get me wrong. And I do have, not to say, now I have my china, listen. Don't try and do me. I have my china, but I just go for a simple bowl of ornaments that I think help to tie in the colors. From this Christmas tree is primarily gold, so I think it helps to tie in the colors between that and the Santa Clauses, and then the stuff on the other side of the room. Now, this room, the theme is Santa Claus. In this room, if you can tell, the theme is Christmas trees. So I have Christmas trees all over, like the tabletop Christmas trees. And I tried to grab as many different varieties as I could. And of course, I have one up here as well. So I just wanted to make sure that all the different textures and colors and sizes were represented. And another thing, when you have a big piece of art like this, like I do, that you can't just remove to replace with Christmas decoration, look, just decorate around it. So what I did was I bought this swag here and threw that up there with some garland that had some pretty similar garland leaves or whatever on this garland, and I just dressed it up, and I threw in some poinsettias and beer. Listen, if poinsettias grew on vines, this is what I think they would look like. So, but again, when you have art that you know you're not going to remove, then you could just use garland or something like this to sort of decorate around it, and that's what I did. I hate an overly dressed room. So while you may look at this and say, you're saying you hate an overly dressed room, and then you take us in here with all this gold shit everywhere. But my living room is already primarily gold. My living room is pretty heavily contrasted. So we have the gold drapery, the gold pillows. These are always here, actually. So there's nothing that I changed. I didn't have to put holiday pillows out because they are already there. I just had to dress around it. So, but again, I hate an overly dressed room. I have to have some negative space. So I have to be able to see through stuff. You see a lot of these holiday home videos and there's just stuff everywhere. And I can't do it. Like I said, I have to have that negative space. So over here, all I did was took some garland underneath my television, and then I just dressed it up with poinsettia. This is one of the same poinsettias that's up there above the drapery. Some of the berries that we just saw on top of the Egyptian art. And then, I try and do stuff where it ties in some of the stuff that I've already done, some more Christmas trees. But look at these trees though. Like I said, I wanted a variety of textures and colors and sizes, and I just thought it would be a good idea to do it on this weird little angle there. And then over here, if we get a close up, again, we see all these different textures and different heights and all of that as well. I also, if you'll notice, on all my lamps, just to do a little something, I added just a little bit of greenery and some of the same colors to tie in everything else. And of course, there is a Christmas tree in here, a smaller Christmas tree. That is all gold out with these almost like gold flames flying out of it. It actually, honestly, looks prettier when it's not lit, but it is a pretty well appointed tree in my opinion. But hell, I'm biased because I made it. But this is my living room. This is also my spot, where I sit and chill. As a matter of fact, there's my Diet Coke down there now. So, I live in my space, and I don't really want to have this overly dressed house that looks like you can't sit on anything. I didn't grow up in a house where you couldn't sit on the living room furniture. My mother didn't believe in that. We didn't have items in our china cabinet that we couldn't use, so that's just the way it is. I'm coming back into the dining room because I wanted to show you the Christmas village as well. So I did a video about this Christmas village. I just did a little scene, and what it is just a town square. And I threw in some houses, some people, and I think it makes for a nice look. I used to have a village when I was still in Chicago. I'm in Green Bay now. I had a village in Chicago that was 60-something houses. My godmother's village was 200 and something houses. So this is a big step down. And I have it just tucked in my china cabinet here, where I think it just makes for a cute display. And it just goes in, fits right in, I think, with the rest of the house. And this gold colored chair with this paisley print on it. And these frames, these celebrities on sandwiches. these are always here. So I think that everything just fits in, and it made it where I didn't have to bring a lot of stuff out and replace and all of that. Now, in my kitchen, I decided to go with an elf theme in here. So as you can see, the elves are all up to no good. Look at this guy. Look at this guy showing off his magical powers. So he has this ornament levitating there. But I decided to go with this blush, champagne, and rose theme in here because I have matte white appliances and ultra white walls, and I just thought that that color scheme would work out really well in here. So that's what I decided to do. So I just repeated some elements just as a design tip, just to tie things in. So as you can see here, there are things up here that mimic that, as well as down here. All right. And remember, I told you, these are all things. Look at that exquisite little outfit they're wearing. These are all things easily obtainable. So all of these elves came from Hobby Lobby, and most of the shit in this house for decorations came from Hobby Lobby. So, you know, that and other stuff is from, we have a store, I'm in Green Bay, Wisconsin. We have a store called Taylor Creek, and then Stein's Gardens and Gifts. That's where almost everything I have came from, including the garland up top here. I like a nice hardy garland, but again, I cannot stand that overly dressed where there's just shit popping out of everywhere. That I can't do. So over here, an angel again with that same rose or blush color in this case, popping out, and more of that same garland goes all the way around the kitchen here. And here I have a sign that says Joy in that champagne color because my niece's name is Joy. So hello, Joy, saying hi to you. But again, I think everything, I told you I had dishes in my sink. Like I said, I thought it went well with these matte white appliances. So same thing, more of that same thick leaf garland. And again, just came from Hobby Lobby. So I'm gonna take you down here to Old Frosty Way or Snowman's Alley because it's all about the snowmen over here. So coming down the stairs, we have all of these snowmen. I think that makes for a pretty neat little display. There's more of them over here in this plant. The plant seems to be happy with them, so don't complain. Oh, I was looking for this damn hat. So there we are. So, and I have more over here as well. So in the bathroom though, I decided to go with this Grinchy theme, right? So there's Mr. Grinch over there. And of course, you know, he is here for the presents, baby. All right. Also, I've had, even before I moved here, in my house in DC, in my house in Chicago, I've always had what I call the civil rights wall. Now, this is the smallest one that I've done, and I even covered it up for this video. I didn't want to be offensive to it, or, you know, somebody will find something offensive, whatever. But what I did was I decided to have it where, like, the Grinch stole one of the pictures there and put himself there. So I just went with that Grinchy theme all over. So I had garland. So on the tree, let me show you the tree. So I did a video on the tree, and I have this sort of Grinchy, what I call this Grinchy garland that goes all throughout the tree. So I carried that up here as well. So I just kept everything in those Grinch colors, you know? And same thing on the mirror over here, going around the mirror, and more of the same colors. I told you we're gonna keep seeing Believe all over the place. And up here, I have another one of these whimsical trees. Now, I have to say, I don't normally like whimsical stuff. I really don't. But I decided to have a little fun. I'm a grandfather now. I figured, you know what, may as well do something a little silly. But normally, you know, my regular design theme probably leans more towards sort of a sophisticated, modern, luxe style. But I just figured why not have a little fun in a room or two? And that's what I did. So obviously, the room with the elves all over the place, just hanging around. And then the bathroom with the Grinch. So the last room I'll show you is my office. We really didn't highlight this guy enough, but this is my brother's memorial urn from when he passed away from colon cancer. So the reason I went with that blush color is because it matches the flowers on there. So that's just somebody to keep him company while, I'm in here working. So this is my office, and in here, I decided to go with the theme of white Christmas, right? So I have a lot of African art or black art in this room, if you can see over here. So I figured that would be a nice contrast to all of that. If I went with, look at that cool mask too. If I went with that. So those are my parents, if you can see them. Try and zoom in on my mommy and daddy. I think that was when they were living in California. So I decided that this would be a nice contrast against the black art, because why can't we all get along? So I did add a little Christmas tree with this cool garland, real simple tree with this cool garland, and then another garland with these big white flowers that sort of repeat then over here as well. And as you can see, I have this lighted cherry tree that stays here year round, by the way. The piano I had to bring in here because it's normally over where the Christmas tree is. So I had to bring it in here, but I think I like it in here because now what I do when I'm over here teaching and when I, send the students on break or whatever, I actually turn right around and start playing the piano just to relax and get a change of pace. And that's really been working out. So I'm actually thinking about leaving the piano in here. So as a matter of fact, maybe I'll play you guys a song. So I only know one Christmas song on there, so we'll do Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, right? So I hope you enjoyed the tour. Like I said, I was just looking to show you some practical tips or inspirations or where anybody could do it. Like I said, all this shit came from Hobby Lobby. This isn't some 6,000 square foot home and, with terraces and all of that to decorate. No, and there's nothing against them. I love watching those videos, but I think it's a little disingenuous when you're trying to inspire folks or say whatever on things they can't get easily, readily, whatever. So, not saying that everybody ain't broke. Whatever. But I know as for me and my house, this is what works for me. So I hope you like the rooms that I showed you. This is my first Christmas in this house. I bought this 120-year-old house earlier this year to be closer to my son. In fact, my adult son, lives with me. And he could not give a shit about these decorations, honestly. That's the problem with straight men. They don't care. Now, if I said, hey, can you help me carry this up or whatever, fine. But as far as decorations, he looks around like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's nice, whatever. Or what I get is 2 weeks after I put something, oh, when did you get that? I'm like, dude, that's been sitting there for 2 weeks. So anyway, that is it for this video. So let me play you a song. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. I have a lot more holiday videos, how to make the cluster balls for the Christmas tree and all of that. So, check it out when you get a chance to, okay? So thanks for checking out my holiday decorations with me, and have yourself a merry little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a merry little Christmas. make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are as in olden days, happy golden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us, gather near to us once more. Oh, through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a merry little Christmas now. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.